Are your friends friends of God? What do I mean by that? Are you friends with people who are friends with God? Jesus said that the people who keep his commandments are his friends. The company that we keep affects us, as most people know. So are you associating with people who are encouraging you to do what pleases God at whatever cost? Or are you friends with people who aren't friends of God? People who are set on themselves, not dead to themselves, and who are compromisers. I think most Christians know that it's not a good idea to be friends with unsaved people. And that doesn't mean not to love them or to never be around them. Obviously, you have to be around them, and sometimes you should be around them. It's really a matter of faith how you interact with them. But in terms of friendship, it's a bad idea. Not only because they might be encouraging you to do something that's wrong. They may not be, but they're not encouraging you to do the things that are good. They're not interested in the things of God because they're spiritually dead. There's nothing, they have no interest in that sort of a thing. So at the very least, they're dead weight. They want to do the things that unsaved people want to do. They are interested in being entertained. They'll probably want you to go to the movies and go to the amusement park and watch TV and whatever they do, play video games. They're not encouraging you to read the Bible. They don't want to talk with you about the things of the Spirit. So that's why I say they're dead weight. I mean, they may not be trying to get you to do something that's obviously wrong, but they're not building you up. And the only way you can have a good time with people like that is if you do the things that they want to do. They're not going to do the things that a spiritually mature Christian would find enjoyable. Not interested in talking about the things of God. They're in a different world. So, I mean, it's pretty obvious that unsaved people are bad company, but what about Christians? What about Christians who have, for whatever reason, decided that they want to walk contrary to the Lord? Well, they're bad company too. Like I said, dead weight. It's not just a matter of them encouraging you to do the wrong thing, but of also not encouraging you to do the right thing. Lukewarm people will make you lukewarm. Sleepy, lazy people will make you sleepy and lazy. You know? So it's not wise to be friends with people like that. Friends are people who want your best interest. And what is in a Christian's best interest? Always, always, always is to obey God, no matter what it costs. Now, if your Christian friends are not encouraging you to do that, they're saying, oh, no, you don't really have to do that. You know, there's another way. I don't do that. You don't have to do it. Don't take it so seriously. God doesn't really mean it. Does that sound like the voice of somebody you want to be hanging out with, that you want to associate with, that you want to be friends with? That sounds like the voice of the serpent. Has God really said? I mean, you don't have to be all that wise to know that those are not the kinds of people that you want to be associating with. They're not doing you any good. The only way you can be happy in the company of Christians who are lukewarm or who are rebelling against God, who've made up their minds that they're going to do what they want to do, and however they justify it, you know, they're going to do it. the only way you're going to be comfortable in their company is if you do what they do, because they're not going to do what you do. And if you try to prod them in that direction, they're going to dislike you even more. They're going to distance themselves from you. And suddenly they'll just like disappear. You'll never hear from them again. You start saying, you know what, brother, you know what, sister, this is not okay. This is not scriptural. This is not pleasing to the Lord. If they're not on that same page, they're not going to want to associate with you. They're going to make themselves scarce. You keep harping on it, and then they'll hate you for it. Because their heart is set against the Lord. And it's sad that can happen to a Christian, but it definitely can. And the more closely you walk with the Lord, and the longer you walk closely with the Lord, the more you will find that you're not going to find a whole lot of company with other Christians, simply because at some point they decide, you know what, I choose me. I'm not going any further. I've counted the cost and I've decided I don't want to go any further. I like things the way that they are. I choose me. When they choose them, you have to choose Christ. And if you choose Christ, you're not going to be with them. They're going to be where they want to be. They're going to be comfortable where they've chosen to stay. And they are not going to appreciate anyone who disturbs them in their happy place. And they'll have all kinds of reasons why they don't like you, but that's the real reason, is that you've disturbed them in their happy place, and they're happy in doing something that they shouldn't be doing, or not doing that they should be doing. And so they're compromising, and they're justifying their disobedience and their lack of faith. And they don't want to be reminded of the fact that that's what they're doing, because they already know. So I like to use the analogy of hypothermia with regard to keeping company with cold Christians whose love for the Lord is cold, as evidenced by the fact that they could care less what he commands because they're going to do what they want to do anyhow. Hypothermia is not like being burned alive. It's not uncomfortable. It's comfortable. It's a comfortable death. You get warm and you get sleepy, but you're not really warm. Of course, you're freezing to death, but you feel good doing it. And then you're dead. You feel warm, you get drowsy, you fall asleep, and you die. So are your friends, your Christian friends, are they stoking your fire for the Lord, or are they cooling you down? Are they making you hypothermic? Do they make you feel really good about doing the wrong thing? You don't want to hang around people who make you feel good doing the wrong thing and slap you on the back and tell you that it's all right. That is the wrong kind of company. So don't associate with people who make you feel good doing wrong and tell you that it's okay. It's not okay. Bad company corrupts good morals. So if those are the people that you choose to spend a lot of time with, it's going to affect the practice of your faith. If for no other reason, then it's not going to be encouraging you to strive for better. You're going to look at these people and say, well, these people, they're not so great. I'm glad I'm not like them. But see, that's not good. No. You don't look at people who are bad off and say, well, at least I'm not like them. No, you're supposed to be looking to Christ. Just because you're better than them doesn't necessarily mean that you're good. So keep your eyes on God's word and not on other Christians and what they're choosing to do or not to do. As I've said in another video, probably more than one video, it's not wise You take your eyes off of Christ, whether you look to other Christians or whether you look to unsaved people, you're going to drift in the direction that you're looking. Keep your eyes on Christ. And let those who want to fall behind and who don't want to go any further stay where they are. If they want to be your friend, they're going to have to be a friend of God. And if they don't want to be a friend of God, they're not your friend either.